With great risk comes great rewards and passion. That's the fuel that always supersedes my doubts. We got Manny Cabo next on the Chris Top program.
Portions of the day's programming are reproduced by means of electrical transcriptions or tape recordings.
You can either talk in the Chris Top program.
I am the one and only Chris Top.
You can either talk in the Chris Top program.
Broadcasting live from my lavish studio apartment.
The VCR and the DVD, there was a night of that crack back in 1970. We didn't know about the World War Web, was a whole different game being played back when I was a kid. Wanna get down in a cool way, picture yourself on a beautiful day. Big bell bottoms and groove along here, just walking in style with a portable MP3 player. You can listen to the music on the Chris Top program. You can hear the music on the Chris Top program.
This is the Chris Top program.
And I'm the one and only Chris Top, broadcasting live from our lavish home studio here in sunny Clarksville, Tennessee, with an ocean view. How in the hell are you doing, world?
Sup, everybody.
So how'd you enjoy your walk today?
It was bouse. I mean, the only thing for me was it wasn't cold enough. It was like 70 freaking degrees instead of 50. That made me mad a little.
I call Allie my pace car, and I always give her directions like before we get started not to go too fast. Because
Do I listen? No.
She's got this fine line, though. If you go too fast, I'll have a freaking heart attack on the trail somewhere. And then I'll have to call somebody in, bring in the four-wheelers, and drag me out.
Yeah, ain't nobody got to have it in.
Yeah, we don't. I've been excited about this interview for about, when did we meet Manny? About a month ago? Uh-huh. That's how long I've been excited. You don't even give me warning or anything anymore. You used to warn me. I think Kevin's going to have to go to the hospital.
He's plugging his ears right now.
I don't know why you do that. But no, we met him about a month ago, and I wrote something on Facebook. Like there was a guy walking around taking pictures. He's got this big-ass camera, and he's walking around taking all these pictures and stuff. And I think, a photographer's here. So anyway, we talked to him, and he genuinely one of the nicest guys I've ever met. Just super duper nice. And he's a photographer, and I thought, okay, well, he's a nice guy. So I went home and I checked out his work, and I was blown away by his photography. I looked at his I think he's on covers for Maxim, and I don't know who else, but so many people, and they're very artsy. Mm-hmm. And they're just good.
I took a look at some of them, and I was like, damn.
He sent me some I couldn't post on the website.
Right, but I mean, still,
Yeah.
they're very, artful, so I appreciate that.
Right. And my whole thought was, so these hot girls, pay him to take pictures of them naked. I don't understand. But I mean, he's got some really cool pictures, and I thought, okay, so he's a nice guy, and he's talented. So, but then I listened to his music, and I'm just totally in awe and blown away by this guy. Just because it seems like everything that he does, he's great at. And he may be, I've got to think about this, but he may be the coolest guy I've ever met. Possibly.
I would agree with you on that.
Yeah, I might be able, if he would just let us hang out with him for 10 minutes.
Then maybe we would get some of that coolness.
I doubt it, but I just kind of want to see, what happens.
Right. Uh-huh.
Yeah. But did you go back and check out the video of him on The Voice?
I did, and I was getting hyped up and stuff because everybody was standing up in their chairs, and I was like,
it was so good.
This is lit.
Yeah, all the just I don't really watch The Voice a lot, but I mean they all buzzed him. Well, not in a bad way, but they buzzed him like they wanted him on their team, and then they all turned around. It was cool.
Because I had my headphones on, and I was like, dude, everybody's buzzing him. So everybody probably thought it was a bad thing, but
and Manny's no big deal. That's only had 3 million hits.
That is freaking
no big deal.
No big deal.
No big deal at all.
3 million.
But we're gonna have to shut up because we've got 4 songs, and Manny's probably got enough stuff to talk about for 3 hours.
I can't wait for this.
But we've only got 45 minutes. So, but you are absolutely positively in the right place. This is the Chris Top program. Manny Cabo coming up next on the show.
Did you ever think you could afford an interior designer?
No, way too expensive. Besides, I've got style.
If you had style, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Ouch. Interior designers are for rich people.
Magnolia Emporium.
Magnolia Aquarium? Is that like for some crazy flower fish?
No, Magnolia Emporium. Randy's clients range from nurses and teachers to musicians, actors, and even some royalty thrown in there.
Oh, I'd be on the royalty side.
You really don't have any swag, do you?
No, I don't.
That's where Randy comes in. He listens to exactly what you want, whether it's spoken or unspoken.
Okay, if you mean he can read my mind, there's lots of things I don't want Randy to know.
No, he has a great feel for what he does.
Okay, where can I find Magnolia Emporium?
Just go to magnoliaemporium.com.
We want your space to reflect your success. The Chris Top Program. Well, it's like a bag of candy that you really don't like a whole lot, but you eat it anyway, and then you feel kind of guilty afterwards, but not really. You're still kind of glad you ate it. You just wish you had better candy. Spontaneous.
Hey, Chris, yeah. La 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 la. Wake up, Chris, yeah.
I am totally going to use that. Play it on the show, too.
I'm going to use that. My name's not
Professional. Now, am I saying your name right, Devon or Devin?
Well, it is actually Devin, but I
Okay.
think if you want to say Devon, it's all
We
right.
pronounce names correctly on this program.
I could just call you Miss Nichols. Hi, Chris and Devon. Devin. Damn it. Oh, it's not Devon, okay? So if I catch you saying that, you're going to be in trouble.
I feel special.
JP says Devon is, or Devin. Damn it.
Chris.
Well, I'm sure that the girls just like throw themselves on you.
Let's see. Do I comment on that?
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of waiting.
Now, my wife is sitting right here beside me.
Oh.
Yeah. You can either talk in the Chris Top program. Take it from the top.
Absolutely, positively, 100% for sure in the right place. This is the Chris Top program. Now, I'm sure Allie would love this too. If you would join the chat on the ChrisTopProgram.com, you can ask questions, leave comments, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you're probably listening to an archive show on iHeartRadio or Stitcher or Spreaker or one of 30 other places that they let us on for one reason or
Join
another.
the dork side. We have cookies.
We do have some cookies
Actually,
left.
we have jalapeno Cheeto.
Kevin brings a
chips.
bag of chips
And
into
I'm
a
like,
radio
I
show.
can't
That's like
stop-
the worst thing.
I can't stop
You can
eating
at least
it.
put it in a bowl. We just didn't give him a mic. So anyway, Manny, when did I meet you? It was about a month ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's about 3 weeks ago. We were actually at the Country. A great friend of mine, Bobby Mertz, told me, you got to come out. There's a great writers round going on, and it was a Friday night. I think it was a hippie chick twang. I couldn't remember if that was the night, but it turned out to be a great night because I got to meet you. Got to meet some amazing artists that night, even the owner. It's just a great town, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it is. It's a wonderful town. It really, it's a really big, small city, I guess is how you would say it.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Everybody that I've talked to is like, everybody knows everybody, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, how? It's such a big city.
See,
Right.
the burning question that I have for you, I'm just going to go ahead and get it out of the way right now, Manny.
Sure.
I just want to come and hang out with you for about 20 minutes sometime.
Dude, absolutely, man.
Because I didn't realize how cool you were, and I know you're going to like shoot me down because you're humble, and I get that. But I just think you are so cool, and I feel like if we came and hung out with you for like 20 minutes or so, some of it might rub off on us just a little bit.
I don't know if that's going to be the case. I think he's just so cool that we're just going to be like, we're dorks.
Oh,
and
you
then
guys are great. I appreciate that. Listen, the bottom line is everyone who knows me, I mean, obviously at first glance, I may come off as looking intimidating, a little crazy, a dark side culprit myself, but you all know I'm a teddy bear. I'm all about love and peace, and I've always been that way, and I've always cared for other artists, inspiring kids. I don't know. I'm old school, I guess, and I'm just another artist. this town. You know, nothing more, nothing less.
There's something about you, though. It's weird because, I mean, you know, you've got the tattoos, you got the muscle shirt on, and you would think when somebody sees you, it's like, oh, look at that biker dude. I'm staying away. I'm getting the hell out of here. But no, you don't even give off those vibes. And then when I talk to you, you're just incredibly, incredibly humble. And where does that even come from? Because you have every right not to be humble, but you are. Well, and I love that.
I attribute a lot of my my being to my upbringing. Obviously, you know, I was a poor kid. I grew up, and I really didn't have much growing up. And hey, I still have a lot of it left. You know, so it's one of those things where, you know, as a child, you're reared in a direction of just always being, you know, and I quote the song because I love the song and I stand by, you know, always be humble and kind. And it's amazing throughout this journey of mine. And believe me, I've had an array, a myriad, plethora, whatever word you want to choose, of hardships in this industry. But for some reason, I always stuck to it. And I've been pretty successful doing what I do from being nice to people. And it's amazing. What a concept, right?
Right. Exactly.
I'm not, and it's weird because I guess that's one of the reasons why I stand out. I mean, I just treat people with respect the way I wanted to be treated. It's kind of scary because I'm not a martyr. I'm just like the next person. And am I that different that the world is going to hell in a handbasket? We can't treat each other with respect. You know, that's all I do. That's my secret. I mean, there is no secret to Manny Cabo. I respect my fans. I love the people that embrace my art. That give me an opportunity. And I also love to support other artists in different realms and genres of art, you know, per se. And that's it.
You know, I want to go back to your fans for just a second because I was looking over some of the comments that they left, and I want to read some of these. I followed you ever since The Voice. I loved your voice and style. The more I learn about you, the more I love everything that you do. And here's the next one. I'll always be rooting for you. You're one of my favorite artists. Love and peace. I think there's some broken English there, but I get it. And then there's Manny Cabo is so amazing with his music and photography. Anything else you put in front of him is outstanding. He's a must-see and meet. And these are just like the first three I came across.
Wow. Well, maybe I should hire him as my publicist.
Maybe so. Now, what was the post you left yesterday? It was a Manny Cabo blanket.
Oh, well, that blanket, it has some history. It's funny, but it's one of those promotional pieces. It's actually started out as a photograph, and I have a dear friend, Mary Condris, if she's listening. She's from Florida, and she's been following me since day one. And ironically, Mary is good friends with Paulina, who actually invited me to perform at the Country. So once again, there goes the old adage, it's such a small world, but I wouldn't want to paint it, you know, because everyone knows everybody. And she was the one who had the idea, would you mind if I sent you a gift? Me not knowing the caliber of gift this was, and I got it. And obviously, you can only imagine what I thought. I'm like, wow, this is going to boost my ego to no level. You know, you have a blank. It's just one of the cutest gestures that I have ever received. And I got to tell you, Mary, if you're listening, thank you so much, and I appreciate it. And I hope that whoever sees it brings more business to the person who created it, because it's absolutely beautiful. And until this day, I'm really humbled by that gesture.
Dude, it's a badass blanket.
It really, really is. It's warm too, believe me.
Yeah, you could sell those blankets and be like, you know, sleep with Manny. Yeah.
And I mean, that's like the popular thing to do now, right? Because
sleep with Manny?
No. I mean, have like a blanket of like the people, because you know that Cash Me Outside girl? How about that? She has like a blanket with her face on it. So that's like the cool thing to do.
It's really, really cool, man. I got to tell you, it is warm. And it's sleek, and I got to tell you, I loved everything about it. And aside from me being on the blanket, it's just the craftsmanship and the dexterity that they took to create that thing is just amazing. And every artist should have one of these. And you know, I might even have them make it for my shows coming up. You know?
There you go. It's a cool picture, man. Did you see it? It's got the blanket hanging up on the wall, and then Manny's doing the same pose right in front of it.
I have to look at it.
I don't know which one's Manny and which one's the blanket. I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, that's one of the things that I do, and it's funny because a lot of people ask me about my endorsements, and you know, it's funny going back to our last conversation about being kind. I always try to take it a step further, but I do it unconditionally. And that photographs like that, what I'll do is if a company wants me to represent something or at least utilize a product, I'll take an amazing photograph. I mean, I get hired to do campaigns. Why not do it for companies, you know? And I just took a photograph, send it out. and they love it, and they post it on their site, and they're really appreciative, and I guess that's another reason why I have sedimented some great relationships over the years, because I always give back, and I'll always give back.
Mm-hmm. I just freaking love you, and I'll say it over and over again. And I don't know if it's a man crush or if it's beyond that at this point, Manny, to be honest. But I want to say hi to Justin Drummond. He's listening. He says, "Tell Manny that Justin's here." And also we've got Susan that just tuned in. She's here. She's talking about the studio food. Did we talk about studio food earlier? I don't know.
Studio. Oh, we were talking about those hot Cheetos that Kevin.
Oh yeah, she said the studio food sounds equally as good.
He left the room because you were vaping too much.
He's a lightweight. Okay, so how did it make you feel? And we'll go back to The Voice in a second. But I was watching the video today of you on The Voice, and all the judges buzzed you in and all that stuff. But that thing's got like almost 3 million views on it now.
Yeah, and it's astonishing, man. I'm blown away by that, because it's funny, the first 5 or 6 months it was up to like 1.8 million, and it's still going strong, and progressively it seems to be growing even more. Hey, listen, I'm grateful for every view that's on there. Mm-hmm. But I can't explain it. I guess I actually did something right.
I was watching the video, and I know it's from 2 years ago, but I was clapping and rooting for you.
Yeah, let me tell you, I'm sure you would have been there in spirit anyway, man.
But absolutely. Listen, Paula's in the chat. She says hi. She says hi. Paula Borelli, I think's how you say it. I'm not sure.
Hey, Paula, how are you?
Yeah.
Good to hear from you. That's great. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in, man.
Dude,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Dude, I love your attitude, because it's like you acknowledge the people. Nobody would be anywhere that they were without the people backing them up. So I'm glad, I love your humble attitude. I just want to say that.
I try to, that's my disclaimer with every show, and I always try to highlight the band and my musicians, and they're all my counterparts, and especially my fans. And I wish that many artists that are mainstream would remember that, because it's pretty sad, and I've had that happen to me on a personal level. I go see some of my greats and my idols, and they turn out to be a really terrible disappointment with respect to how they treat their fans, and I refuse to be the person that I can't tolerate, and that's one of those, and that's why I go out of my way, literally go out of my way, to highlight and acknowledge fans. And here's a little as an aside, while I was on The Voice, and some people thought I was crazy, including my family, like, you got to get some sleep. I would spend 8 to 9 hours a day responding to thousands and thousands of emails and texts worldwide about wow, you've inspired me. You've inspired me to dust off my piano, my keyboard. You've inspired me to support my daughter or son's musical career. You've inspired me to make a change in my life. Because everyone knows, listen, I take the leap and then I grow my wings on the way down. It's always been the way that I've acted upon, and making big decisions. And even moving down to Nashville was huge, because I left everything behind and on a whim, and I just felt it right in my gut. And so far, the dividends have been paying off, and I'm just going to continue to do that. And I think it's because of my unconditional feelings toward helping other people, because it's never been about just me. And the bigger I become, the more work and the more help that I can do in this world. I'm just trying to do my part. That's it.
Sure.
There's my secret, Chris. I'm just trying to do as much as I can, not just as an artist for myself to grow, but to help others around me grow as well.
Dude, I'm so glad I have this recorded, because I'm going to go back and listen to this, and I'm going to learn your ways, Manny.
It's great advice.
So you packed up and left Jersey to come to Nashville. Had you been in Nashville prior to that?
Yeah, actually, I had the luxury of being here 3 or 4 times, and I owe it. I owe a lot of my decision making to great friends of mine like Brittany Sloan, and like I said, Bobby and Laurie Mertz, and Rich Redmond, who was a dear friend to me. I don't know, man. One day I decided I'm just going to put the $300 ticket on my credit card, and I said, I got to get down to Nashville. Something's telling me. And I know Nashville is very country oriented, but I also embrace the country roots. And I am no country singer. Everyone knows that. I'm a pop rock guy. I do embrace the country language itself, but I'm here to increase my knowledge and learn from everybody else, to become a better writer, and just to, again, better my brand. And this is definitely the place to do it. It's an amazing city. It's very eclectic. It's very humbling. It's inviting. It's every positive adjective you could think of. And I think that it's a great fit for me. And everyone was right in counseling me to travel down here. So I think I made the perfect decision for myself. And yes, it's difficult at times, but it's the big risks that do yield the best rewards, and that's why I'm here.
Yeah, and, people call it the music city, not country music city. So you're right where you need to be.
Yeah, I do. I'm grateful to be here, and everyone's been very, very receptive to me and in every way possible. So, yeah.
I'm just excited because we're going to have, I'm sure we'll have the opportunity to come and see you live somewhere and doing your thing.
Oh, I would love that. Yeah. There's going to be a lot happening in the Manny Cabo books. I've got an amazing band, and I'll disclose that later on. I'm going to be doing a performance at Loud Jams coming up on the first Monday of next month in March, and I was invited to do that, so I'm really honored. And I'll be floating around town trying to do some writes. I've written close to 4 songs with some killer established writers thus far, so it's progressing nicely. I really am enjoying my stuff.
Yeah. Now, say if I want to stalk you a little bit, where do I find where you're going to be at?
He's a stalker.
That's a great question because I'm just living day by day, and I don't worry about tomorrow after, man. I'm a live in the moment, enjoying the journey type of guy. So wherever the road takes me, my friend, and I'll be more than happy to send you out a blast and let you know, hey, listen, this is where I'll be. Like tonight, I have an SK Records VIP party rooftop that I got invited to. So, just to do the basic networking. We all know what that's all about.
Sure.
You got to go out and show face. You got to be in it to win it. And luckily for me, I am a social butterfly. I love meeting new people. And I love hearing stories, especially stories about success, because, we all get inspired from stories like that. And I live for that stuff. I really do, and I meditate heavily every day just to quiet my mind and just to take it all in, because sometimes it does get overwhelming, especially being the new guy in town. There's a lot to do, a lot of places to see, a lot of amazing acts and writers to see and watch perform. So, yeah, there's a myriad of places that I can be at one given time.
Mm-hmm. Is it a little intimidating coming from Jersey to Nashville and with this music scene compared to Jersey?
Well, that's the thing. It's not intimidating at all. I mean, the whole saying, if you make it in New York, you make it anywhere. I've never endorsed that theory. I think it doesn't matter where you are. If you have a passion for your craft and you're good, people will find you. And being in Nashville, I think, just facilitates that whole creative process because you're around, literally surrounded by artists with the same vision, with the same end results that you have. And now I've made this comparison before. I've done photo shoots in LA. I've done music in LA. I've done photo shoots in London, New York City. And it's a totally different atmosphere. And, where in LA, they say certain things just to keep you happy. New York City, it's really cutthroat. But in Nashville, if you're lacking something, the thing I notice about Nashville, which is such a beautiful trait, if you're lacking in some area or you're weak in a certain area or you need help, whatever the case may be, there's a lot of situations where you will find people to literally go out of their way to be like, well, you know what? You need help here, but I got the right person to assist you with that. Or check this guy out. He'll definitely help you with that. There's always an option here, and people just come out of the woodworks to assist you. And I think that's the most refreshing feeling.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because we've made so many friends in Nashville. Like I know we're good friends with Craig, and I know you're doing some writing with him as well, right?
Yeah, we've done 2 writing sessions. There's many more. I'm going to do a little photo shoot for Craig too. He's a great guy, an amazing talent. It's funny, but he's a great lyricist too. And we were just making fun of that because he has a way with words, literally. Yeah. And I have such a great time. And ironically, I met Craig back in Jersey. We did a show at MetLife Stadium with Devin Nichols, who was actually performing that night when I met you. So it's so weird. It's like circumlocution. It comes back around, So, yeah, Craig's a great guy.
Mm-hmm. And you've got some other people in the chat now. I want to make sure we shout out. Lori's in the chat. She says she just made it out of class, and she's here. And then,
hey, Lori,
we've got Paul Constantine here as well.
Paul, another great artist. He was with me on The Voice. He was actually one of my roommates next door. He's an amazing man. He was actually my inspiration on the show. I know a lot of the younger kids called me their motivational speaker, but you know what? I needed my own little mentor, and he was there, and I'm grateful that he was there.
Dude, you could do that too. If you could just come to my house every morning and get me up.
I need some motivation.
And then
too.
I could start my day just great like that with me.
Well, I am. I'm actually working on that. I get commissioned to speak at universities and grammar schools, and that's one of the things that I'm really trying to focus on and putting together. And again, if there's anyone listening out there, I'm trying to put it all together where I can afford many people who have that lack of decision making or that lack the drive or motivation for whatever reason. Because that's what I'm all about. I mean, I enjoy sitting. I could sit with somebody for 4 hours and just analyze them and just say, listen, well, try this and try this. And I'll go out of my way to at least come up with some sort of game plan. So if I told you how many times people have told me, you got to do the motivational thing, and doing radio for years back, just like you. And by the way, you guys have such a great personality on the radio. I just thought I'd definitely tell you that. Great voices.
The show's over. Let's just stop right now because that's a high point for me in the show.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, so that's definitely in the works. That's going to be a future undertaking of mine, is doing some motivational speaking across the country or world, wherever it takes me, just to inspire, especially kids. Everyone knows I love my future generations.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to keep jabbering, and I'm not going to get to any of your songs, and I don't want to do that.
Oh, snap.
Now, before I play one, I want to know this. What comes first for you? And this is going to be an unfair question, I know. Your photography or your music?
You know what? None of them come first. Whatever. Again, like I live in the moment. I just decide how I'm going to do the job, and I focus on the task at hand. I don't really put anyone of my hobbies, because to me they're always going to be hobbies. The day I try to label them as work, that's the day I stop. Once my hobbies become work, I don't want to do it anymore. And I enjoy photography equally as much as I enjoy singing and acting as well. And I don't know. I enjoy doing it all. I don't have a preference.
Mm-hmm. That's a good answer.
It is.
Yeah. I'm so impressed with you. And okay, now let's go to this song. Now, did you write these songs that you sent me, or did you co-write?
Yes, I co-wrote those songs with two good friends of mine back home. A good friend of mine, Mike Frio, and Lee Wilson.
Okay.
And this was a while back. These songs go back probably 3 or 4 years, and they finally surfaced. And and it's a long story, and that actually warrants a future sit down, maybe over a glass of wine or something. I'll tell you how the story unraveled itself, and how I came to be here in Nashville and writing some Southern rock tunes. And
hey, let's plan that. Let's plan that like 6 months out, so I can just kind of tell people that I'll be hanging out with my good buddy Manny that day, and that
that'd be great. Absolutely.
Like a bow.
Because the longer I can talk about it, the better.
That'd be great.
So maybe even a year out would be
fine. Out as long as possible.
So 90 Proof. Tell me about that song.
90 Proof is one of those songs where it describes the endurance of a person, and it's funny because when you first listen to the song, you readily correlate that to a relationship. And it is, but it's not just a relationship with a woman or a man. It could be any relationship that has been daunting at some point in time. And it's an uplifting song because it basically describes you, the person, being 90 proof, being strong. And after all we've been through, nothing left, just thoughts of you, whether it's getting a record deal. And I equate that here because in Nashville City, we all strive for that dream, that end result, the pinnacle of what all musicians strive for is touring and endorsements and playing sold out stadiums and being acknowledged as a real artist. And sometimes it doesn't go your way, and that's an understatement, and we could all chuckle, but it's one of those songs that basically delves into that, a situation where it hasn't been that great, but I'm still here. I'm 90 proof, man. I can tolerate it. I've developed some thick skins, and I've learned by my mistakes.
Man, he's just badass.
Yeah.
He's almost as badass as his blanket. Almost.
For real.
Nah, dude, I don't know, man. I can't touch that blanket. That's a good one.
All right, this is 90 Proof, Manny Cabo, right here on the Chris Top program.
baby, you're my pen. I can't seem to drink you out of my mind tonight. Been drowning in this moment for all my life. So here's to you tonight. After all that we've been through, nothing left is thoughts of you. Ain't no way that I'm okay, but I'm 90 proof. After all you put me through, nothing left is thoughts of you. It's alright, I don't mind, 'cause I'm 90 proof. After all that we've been through, nothing left is thoughts of you. Ain't no way that I'm okay, but I'm 90 proof. After all you put me through, nothing left is thoughts of you. It's alright, I don't mind, 'cause I'm 90 proof. It's alright, I don't mind, I'm 90 proof. There's no way that I'm okay. It's alright, I don't mind, 'cause I'm 90 proof.
Badass meets Zen right here on the Chris Top program. 90 proof, Manny Cabo, and that was actually Susan Friend that said that a little earlier. I thought that was pretty good.
That song was lit though.
Yeah,
Like,
wasn't
I
it good?
Popping, locking, jamming, and breaking.
Oh, he's a rocker. Manny's a rocker.
That's bounce.
Wow.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Lori says, heck, Manny could sing the phone book and I would be in awe. That's what she said.
Well, she's too kind, man. She may be a little biased, so
Yeah.
and that's okay with me.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. And now we're going to have to play Friday night because I think that's one of my favorites, and I noticed a couple of other people in the chat said something about that as well. So we'll have to make sure we squeeze that in before everything's over. So if you guys want to ask questions or leave comments, whatever, in the chat on the ChrisTopProgram.com, you can do that. And you can also do it on Spreaker, too. A lot of people are in the Spreaker chat as well. So our doors are open just for anybody that wants to come hang out.
Like a bounce.
Right. Okay, so from New Jersey to Nashville, and you're pursuing your photography in Nashville. You're doing your recording, your songwriting. When you're not doing that stuff, what do you do?
I try to stay in shape. I'm really acutely aware of the benefits of eating right, and I meditate tons, and I just love reading. Obviously, I read a lot of self-help books. It's just those things that I try to surround myself with positivity as much as I can. I dealt with drama for so many years that I think I've just been so elated by this new state of being, because once you surround yourself with positive people and just the whole element of positivity, then you attract more of that in your life, And I think it's definitely been beneficial for me, especially here in Nashville. And I got to tell you, because my photography asked me before what I love better. I love entertaining. I really, really do. I love being on stage, and whether it's 50,000 people or to the bartender, and I've done both. It doesn't matter to me. I really enjoy performing. But with respect to photography, I think in Nashville, it's going to leave a bigger mark of gratification, because I want to bring that whole fashion edge. Shooting campaigns for some big names is great, but I think transferring that to artists here is going to be cool, because I want to give these artists a vision. I want to make them look amazing and make them look like they're already signed and successful artists on the cover of whatever, Rolling Stone and GQ. So that's my intention, man. And that's what you always find me doing, just ways to improve myself and improve in my crafts.
Helen Chung wants to know if you'll be performing in the Washington, D.C. area in the future.
It's definitely a plan. I tell you, I want to get out everywhere. I don't care if it's Canada, Alaska, Europe. I'm trying to venture out everywhere. So eventually, don't worry, I will make it out to you. I promise.
Okay, now we're going to get to another one of Manny's songs in a second. I think we're going to go to Waiting, and then we'll finish it with Friday Night coming up here in just a little while. So if you just tuned in, make sure you go back and listen to the archive show a little bit later on and check out the beginning because you don't want to miss any of this. Okay, so I've got two questions that I ask on every show, and the listeners kind of expect these. So,
oh, boy.
Manny, if you could have a superhero power, any power at all, what would it be?
Okay. I would probably say converting hate into love in seconds. That's the one thing I want.
See, that's so
so
cool.
glad that you did not say flying. Because I
think Manny's flying anyway all the time.
I know, but like we ask the question and people say fly and I freaking lose my mind.
Fly.
I don't know. It's just I've heard it so many times. It's just I need something fresh, you know.
Yeah, man. I could get it. No, I understand. Sometimes you have those dreams where you're just you feel like powerful when you fly. But I get that. But I think that more realistically speaking, you know, in analyzing the world, there is a lot of hate in this world. If I could just convert everyone just to love, this world would be amazing. And people don't realize that. They really, really don't. That's why I go out of my way to try at least implement that more wherever I do go. It's a big deal.
He may already have that power. You never know.
Yeah,
I just want to hug Manny right now. I just want to hug him. Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, I would say that. You know, the voice was kind of like a catapult, but I wasn't there to sing. Everyone knows that on the show. I was, those 90 seconds were just moments that I could utilize to tell people that, you know, my voice, yes, it's big and it does what it does, but I was there to really talk about other things, you know, and it's a play on words with the voice because I really would like to try to change the world for the better. And I know tons of artists do that, but in a different way, you know, more of a grassroots type of way. And if I could do it through the medium of, you know, my art, then hey, so be it.
Okay, I'm supposed to ask you to do your Stewie impression.
There's a story.
Look at me. I'm on the Chris Stop program. You've got nothing going on, man.
I love it. Can I hear it again? Can I like hear that like one more time? It's like I need to hear it.
We need to interview Stewie sometime and not even tell anybody it's Manny.
Okay, that big man. Go get me.
That is so great. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
That makes me happy.
So you're going to go back and replay the show, right?
Are we really on Chris Top?
I don't even know what to say. I feel like I'm picturing him in a diaper now. Right?
Jesus.
Dude, did you just do Herbert the Pervert?
I did.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna cry. This is amazing.
I think you just made Allie's day. Just then. Yeah. Okay, so a little bit more of a serious question from that to this. So if you had 5 minutes to sit down, Manny, and have a cup of coffee with anybody, this could be anybody living or dead throughout history, doesn't matter, who would it be?
John Lennon.
John Lennon, what a good choice. So what would you talk with John about for 5 minutes?
I just want to know what was in his headspace, you know, because people don't realize the hardships that the Beatles went through. You know, they actually toured for 10 years, you know, in the grind, just like everybody else. And I just want to know what got him through those difficult times, you know, and especially those times where he made the transition and where his headspace was. And I know there's comical jokes throughout the years, and you know, because obviously a lot of these artists have experimented with drugs and stuff like that. But aside from that, I really want to know what inspired him to write. And because he wrote some of the most amazing music in my lifetime that I grew up with, you know, a constant flow with the Beatles. And they were my idols. And my desire is to meet Paul McCartney. And everyone knows how much I love the Beatles. But yeah, without a doubt, I'd love to speak to John and just share his advice and his songwriting tactics and his inspiration.
Sure. I'd like to sit in on that conversation as well.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so Waiting. Tell us about Waiting.
Well, Waiting is another one of those songs that basically describes relationships that are just not working any long, that you're waiting for something to change. And again, there are hidden messages in there. They're not obvious. It's not about a relationship. And obviously, you could take it as such because I think society readily relates to that. But in the case of Waiting, you keep me waiting, meaning like you're constantly striving for that better thing. But at the end of the turn, it's just a mishap or misfortune, or you're at the wrong time at the wrong place. And And that's basically what it entails, you know. And if you listen to the lyrics, you know, you keep me waiting. It's like I'm still here, but I'm not going to give up, even though it's not as predictable as I would like it to be. And it is frustrating throughout that journey, but I am still here, you know.
Sure. Manny Cabo, Waiting on the Chris Top program.
Talking in the back of my mind, what I did wasn't right, but I had a little bit of help tonight. Walking in and out the front door, it's always the same, whether I'm coming or going, you'll never change. I can hear the baby crying, Lord, there's no denying that the love we made was so yesterday. Cause you keep me waiting. Looking at the clock and I watch the time go by, but it ain't on my side. Like a gun wasting bullets in the night. You can keep on lying, but the only one that you're fooling is you, my friend. Cause you keep me waiting. Cause you keep me waiting. We sleep awake and dream in pain. Oh, another day with no escape. Night and day, it's all the same. Oh, there's gotta be a better way. There's gotta be a better way. Don't matter anyway. I hear them talking in the back of my mind. What I did wasn't right, but I had a little bit of help tonight.
I just feel extra cool when I hear his songs.
I want this song.
Every time.
I'm going to go buy this song for real.
Yeah.
It makes me feel like I want to take over the world.
Okay. Oh, so where? So when we want to buy your music, is it available on iTunes, or where do we find
Yes,
it?
it is. You could actually get it on Amazon. You can get it on iTunes. And it's funny, the title of the EP is Stratospheric. And I took it from Pharrell because he told me, Manny, dude, just go make an album. Your voice is stratospheric. You'll make millions. So I did.
So
Didn't make
okay.
millions, but not yet anyway.
So if we just Google Manny Cabo, I mean, it's gonna pop up.
Yeah, if you Google Manny Cabo, you'll get the voice video. You'll be able to get the iTunes, my website, and everything. If you want to find everything that has to do with Manny Cabo, just go to www.mannycabomusic.com. All my media, my EPK, my history as an artist, what I've done, everything is on there. And all my social media handles are the same as well. Manny Cabo Music. I kept it easy for all my fans. So you could find me on Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you name it. I'm always there.
And if somebody wants to get in touch with you through your social media, like what's your favorite? What do you use the most?
On my Facebook page, I have an artist page, or you can just go to my website, the email there. It's the same thing.
Gotcha.
It's info@mannycabomusic.com.
So Allie,
yeah.
Allie, why not just, because we have the software just to go and download and steal his music. Why not just do that?
Because that's lame as hell.
Okay.
What you need to do is you need to go on the site, iTunes, Amazon, all the places that he said, and buy the music. It's not like it costs an arm and a leg.
Okay.
You can skip the Starbucks coffee. You can skip that Minecraft sword that the moderators are just going to take away from you anyway.
Right.
And buy this great music. You can run to it. You can look at yourself in the mirror and be like, yeah, I'm going to take over the world. Do not steal this music.
Okay.
Or...
What?
I'm going to do one thing for you.
Okay.
I will hunt you down!
I'm
give that a little oomph.
I'm so glad we have a house and not an apartment anymore.
Yeah! Dude, the cops. The cops would just show up right now.
All right, so Manny, I've been thinking for a while about getting a tattoo, so I might need your guidance sometime on that.
Sure, man. Absolutely. My advice is, if you're going to ink yourself, please make sure that it's not off of the wall, that it's personal to you. Like, all my tattoos have a story.
Okay.
Every single one. It's got to be personal to you. You're going to wear it for the rest of your life. So it's got to touch home every time you look at it.
All right. So I need to sit down with Manny and talk about my tattoo choices.
There
so
you go.
You can't be like, let me get this badass looking dragon.
I know there's like a dragon with a couple of guns. Wouldn't that be cool?
Fire spitting out of it.
Absolutely.
All right, so we've got one more song that we're going to work to in here in just a sec. It's called Friday Night.
Right.
But before we do that, say you get done with a gig, and a kid comes up to you and says, Manny, I love what you do, man. You are so cool, and I really want to do that one of these days. What kind of advice would you give him?
I would say absolutely. Just do it, and be true to yourself. Learn your craft, whatever it is, whether you're a guitar player or a singer or a drummer. You got to prepare yourself. Luck always favors the prepared mind. Mm-hmm. And the only opportunities that will come when you're ready. And the only way to get ready is to expedite your learning process. That's the one thing that I always tell kids. You can't cheat the system. You got to be good at what you do, because if you're not that good, there'll be somebody else in line waiting to take your job. And that's just the fact of life. It has nothing to do with music. It's the way of the world. It's the corporate world. It's the music world. It's whatever the case may be.
Sure.
It's a generalized topic. So that's the one thing. And always put your blinds on, because if people have a problem with you or what you're doing, it's because they have a problem with themselves. And you never, ever take anything personal. There's a great book that I want to recommend everyone that should read. It's called The Four Agreements by Miguel Ruiz. And that's one of the things they talk about. You can never take anything personal, and we all do that for some reason or another. Just remember that. Never take anything personal, and just put your blinds on and go for the gold.
Gotcha. Okay,
That's
so
deep, though.
I don't even know how to follow up with him sometimes.
I don't know what to say, because I'm just in awe of what was just said. I'm like, let me think about this. I want to apply this to my life.
You know what? I'm gonna share something with you, and it's one of the, I've been asked this question so many times, and since I've been here, how do you put up with people over the years? And that's just it. You don't put up with people. You don't tolerate people. You don't accept people. It's just one word, and if you learn to incorporate this word, your life will change. You have to allow people to be who they are. If you allow people just to be themselves, you will never have a problem in your life. If you incorporate allowing someone and not taking anything personal, think about that for 1 second. You don't have any problem in your life.
Dude.
That's what I'll leave you guys with.
Dude.
Dang.
Dude, I just want to sit here now and just ponder everything. Yeah. I feel like a better person just for having him on the show.
It's basic stuff, and again, I'm not a martyr. I don't know anything more than any of these guys have already said.
The thing is, I know you're not full of BS. I know that you truly believe everything that you're telling me, and you're excited about it.
I am. I do. There's nothing better than that light bulb going off and somebody's like, oh man, just like you say, dude, I get it. And the world would be such a better place, man. I've seen changes happen in seconds when somebody just incorporates all these values and just learn to love, man. Just love one another. And that's one of the reasons why I'd love to sit down with John. He was all about give peace a chance. And look what happened to him. And the difference between me is I'm willing to die to make sure that at least I make a mark.
Sure.
and implement that in the world level. I'm not afraid of dying. If it's to make peace in this world and increase that brand, then I'll do that.
I think Manny's my new superhero. I think that's what it is. I
Mine
couldn't put my
too.
finger on it before. It's way above Man Crush at this point.
Well, everyone
I'm
knows,
expecting
man,
to go
I
to the
tell you
comic
the
book
same
store
thing.
tonight
He's an
and
idol.
find a Manny Cabo comic book. That's what I'm expecting to find tonight.
that's humbling.
Atira says loves your music. She says you have to have passion and believe in yourself, and just everybody's just saying all kinds of positive stuff about you, and this is
Thank
just
you.
fun.
Well, Atira is one of my mentors. She's been with me in the grind, and that's another great story that I'll have to share with you at some point.
So
But,
many stories.
I've
We should
got some great fans. I've got some loyal fans, and I love them all. I'm grateful for every single bit of their support, and I'll continue to do that with the oldies and the newbies that are coming my way.
See, I should have just scheduled 3 hours with Manny. I should have done it. Okay, so Friday night.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about this.
Okay, Friday Night is one of the fun songs, and
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one of the songs that resonate a little bit more consistently here in Nashville because it's very country oriented. It's got a lot of the country overtones, the typical pickup trucks and the Daisy Dukes and the bars and the drinking, the moonshine. I just wanted to write a song that is interpreted the way that Manny Cabo sees it down here, and it's not. And it's not pretentious at all. It's just the way that I interpret it. And I think that's what makes it honest and makes it fun. And I also, of course, I wanted to give it some good rock overtones and some banjos here or there to authenticate the sound. But I think it's one of those songs that could do very, very well, NFL soundtrack or just a cool pop rock, Southern rock song, man.
All right, more humble badassery from Manny Cabo Friday nights on the Chris Top program.
Chasing the hands on the clock, but I'm the one that's ticking. Like a time bomb ready to explode, it's almost 5 o'clock, man. And I'm sure you've heard it all before, it's happy hour somewhere. I hear the whistle, head out the door. Grab a girl, grab a bottle of gin or whiskey, don't even matter what you're doing. Hop in the pickup, pit full throttle, it's the weekend, everybody say yeah, 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 yeah. It's Friday night, all night long, all night long. Let's go, light the flames, get the bonfire started. And the girls and the Daisy Dukes on the tailgates all dancing. The only moonshine in the night is the one that I'll be drinking. Till the break of dawn, till you turn me on, till that southern sky is sinking. Yeah, 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 yeah. Come on! Grab a girl, grab a bottle of gin and whiskey. Don't even matter what you're doing. Hop in the pickup, pit full throttle. It's the weekend. Say yeah, 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 yeah. It's Friday night and we're feeling alright. Say yeah, 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 yeah. It's Friday night. Come on. should do it. Nothing to pick up, pit full throttle. It's the weekend. Say yeah, 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 yeah. Come on.
I've been trying so hard to figure out who you sound like, and I think I figured it out. You just sound like Manny Cabo.
You know, and I'm glad that you said that, because it's kind of a cool, unique trait, and everyone's like, dude, you just sound like you, and I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I remember recording that song, and I recorded that here in Nashville, actually, with David Huff, who's an amazing, amazing engineer, musician in his own right, and that's one of the things that actually he said, dude, you don't sound like anybody, and that's a big plus for you. So hey, I guess I'm on the right track, right?
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm grouped up with the rest of your fans now. I'm going to be following you and stalking you and commenting just because I love what you do. But more than that, more than your talent with photography, your talent as an entertainer, I love the fact that you are a humble, genuine person. And
I appreciate that.
And that's the reason that I will be following your career and rooting for you. Thank
you, Chris. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, I'm just me, man. I'm Manny. I'm going to answer the same question the same way every day, 24 hours a day, man. This is who I am.
All right. So what's on the horizon for you in the next couple weeks, couple of months? What's going on?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm going to be rehearsing again. I'm waiting for my good friend Rich Redmond. You guys all know Rich Redmond from Jason Aldean. He's only played on 21 #1 hits. He's actually working with me to put some stuff together. I'll be at the Loud Jams coming up on March 6th. I'll be performing 2 great songs there with a killer lineup of musicians, and that's a place that I always recommend. Thanks to Tyson Leslie and Bobby Mertz and Tom, all those guys who have invited me to perform here. It's going to be a good time, and then I'll be out there on the 16th at Belcourt Taps at a great writers round with a good friend of mine from Jersey, Lauren Davidson, and again with Craig, who will be performing with me there. I should say I'm going to be performing with him. So there's a lot of stuff in the horizon. We're going to start booking shows, so be on the lookout coming, I would say, the end of March, April, all through the summer. So yeah, we're working really hard. And for all the artists, because I've been getting a lot of requests for photography, just go to Manny Cabo Photography. You could still email me on my Manny Cabo Music, because I usually answer the same email. But if you want to look at all my photographs, just go to Manny Cabo Photography on my Instagram and my Facebook, and you'll see all my work there. And that's pretty much it, Chris. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, man, we love you to death. We do. And so the Belcourt Taps, that's the 16th next month?
That's correct. March 16th. Yeah, I'll be there. It's from 8 to, I think, about 8 to 9 or so. There'll be a nice little writers round. I'll get to, you'll get to see me perform some of my originals, and along with another list of killer musicians, as always.
Okay, and that's one of our favorite things to do. We love going to the writers' rounds and getting the backstories on the songs and all that stuff. So
yeah, it's very intimate, man. And you know what? Yeah. I think Craig and I we're going to probably perform 2 songs that we have co-written together. So I'm really excited to do that. I think you'll dig it.
Anytime you write songs with Craig and you want to send them to me first before you send them to anybody else, you can do that.
Sure. Oh, I know. Something told me. Yeah, you'd say that.
He has been recently.
My reputation is out there now.
Yeah. I had the inkling, trust me, man.
Yeah, it just makes me feel important, that's all.
No, you are important, man. You guys, I love what you guys are doing. Keep doing great things, and keep highlighting these brand new and great artists that are up and coming, man. So I support everything that you guys do. So thanks once again for having me on the show.
Thank you, buddy. And we do appreciate everybody that listens to this show every time we come on, whether it's on the website live or whether it's an archive show later on. I promise you this, we do not, nor will we ever take any of you for granted, because I know there's a million other things you could be doing, but you chose to listen to us. It makes us feel pretty darn good. So until we broadcast again, remember this, life is good, we're gone.
Maybe dark things might be looking grim. I guess it's time for an acronym.
2